So moving on to Denny's. Denny's was actually one of those fast food establishments that I thought I was going to have a really tough time finding options for. However, when I looked at the actual menu, I actually found that recently they've added something called the Fit Fair menu, and I think this gives us a ton of practical and viable options that we can really feel comfortable and not so guilty about ordering when we have to eat out there. So going into the first option right away, the grilled haddock. This is a fantastic option with the drawbacks being super minor and having a moderate amount of fat and cholesterol. The first component of it is the wild-caught haddock. It's a lean protein source that has the benefits of improving heart health, skin health, as well as improving brain function. The broccoli that's included in there helps to fight cancer, improve bone health as well, and help with digestion and detoxification of the body. And then lastly, the whole grain rice helps to lower cholesterol, helps to improve the digestive tract, as well as promote fullness. As an alternative, if you don't like fish, you can either do the Mediterranean grilled chicken without feta cheese, or you can do the wild salmon dinner, as both of those are viable options. I would say that the wild salmon dinner is very similar, as it's also a fish, but it is a different variation of the fish than the haddock, so it is an alternative here. Moving on to option number 2, the Fit Fair Veggie Skillet. This has egg whites in it. Remember, egg whites don't have the yolk in it, which has a lot of the cholesterol that comes with regular eggs. So it's a high protein source that's very lean, and it doesn't come with that bad cholesterol or that high cholesterol aspect to it. The second component is the potatoes. Potatoes are anti-inflammatory, help to improve blood pressure and strengthen your bone health. Peppers are really high in antioxidants. They help to maintain eye health as well as reduce the risk of chronic illness. Onions are great nutritional value from the antioxidants as well as improving heart health. Mushrooms are great for lowering cholesterol and improving your bone health. Broccoli, again, as mentioned before, great for fighting cancer and improving your bone health as well. Spinach is good for controlling your blood glucose levels. Tomato, again, great aspect of helping improve your heart health. And then lastly, it has salsa in it, which is really good for immunity, stabilizing your blood sugar, and improving your hydration. Typically, you might want to have this on the side so you're in control of how much is used, because sometimes they do have a lot of sodium in there, depending on which location you're at and how they season their salsa. You can also go with a Fit Fair Veggie Omelet, but it has very similar components, so I'm not going to cover that, in that you really also, with the exception that you just want to exclude that Swiss cheese because it's going to have high saturated fat and high sodium, and in both cases we're already getting enough protein, so we don't need that protein aspect of the cheese, and those detriments of the high sodium and high saturated fat aren't making up for any other nutritional benefit that they would have. If you do choose that omelet, then decide to substitute that English muffin with either seasonal fruit for healthy carbohydrates, or just skip it entirely so that you're not intaking any empty calories. Option number 3 is the Fit Slam. This has egg whites in it. Again, no yolk, which means we're reducing our cholesterol intake while maintaining that high protein source from the egg whites. The second component is the turkey bacon. This has significantly less saturated fat than pork bacon, and to my knowledge, the saturated fat that's in it is pretty minimal. The third component is the spinach in there. We've mentioned before it's good for improving blood glucose levels. Tomato is great for heart health. We're going to have fruit on the sides, which is going to be a great source of healthy carbohydrates with good vitamins and minerals, as well as nutrients. And then lastly, we're going to want to skip that English muffin. As mentioned before with the omelet, this is something that's basically empty calories, so either we're not going to have it, or we're going to try to substitute it with broccoli or whole grain rice. Ask your server or whoever is serving you at that restaurant to find out if you can substitute it. And then option number 4, as mentioned before, is the Mediterranean grilled chicken. It's got a lot of the components of what you want in a meal. It's just got the grilled chicken, the tomato prosciutto, and then you're going to want to ask for them to skip that feta cheese. Again, I mentioned that earlier in the video, but it's also an option that's outlined here, so I wanted to dive in a little bit into the details. And then option number 5, that wild salmon dinner, which was that second alternative to the haddock. It's going to have the wild-caught salmon, which is great for improving the bone and joint health, helping to protect your brain and nerves, as well as assisting in cardiovascular health. Do try to request it without butter if it's possible. If not, it's not the end of the world. as the meal does also come with the ability to choose 2 sides. You can go with the broccoli, which is great, again, for improving bone health as well as fighting cancer. You can also go with a steamed zucchini and squash, which is good for improving digestion and managing diabetes. The third option you can choose for a side is going with the sweet petite corn. This assists in digestion and promotes nerve health as well as cognitive function. And then lastly, your fourth option that you can include as one of your 2 sides is the whole grain rice, which helps to lower your cholesterol, improve your digestive tract, and promotes fullness.